Doesn't mean you have to be slimy or tricky. It does mean that you have to wall off your expertise from your prospects, not from your clients, but from your prospects. Wall it off, protect it, because that's where you're valuable. That's where your money comes from. Hi, this is Jason Kanigan, the president of Sales on Fire, and today I want to talk to you about being liked. Now, a lot of salespeople, a lot of people in general, feel it's important to be liked, and there's a problem with this in a selling situation, because if your goal when you're entering into a sales or qualifying discussion is to be liked, you're going to end up giving up free stuff, and you don't want to do that. As the salesperson, that really puts you into a bad situation. And this is why people give away free drawings, blueprints, designs, all kinds of things, free consulting, in order to try and get that prospect to like you enough that they choose to work with you. And I've talked to a lot of attorneys, for example, in my time, who have tried to use this approach, and it's a bad idea. What they do is they get a lead, and that usually comes in through some sort of email system. They've got some system to funnel in leads to them. And what they do is they meet with this person. They don't charge them anything. They say, no, we're going to waive that initial consultation. Come on in and tell me about it. And they spend a lot of time listening and starting to give some feedback. In other words, they're using their brain and doing some free consulting here that they're not getting paid for. And they just accept this as a cost of doing business. And they give that beginning or outline of the solution to the prospect. And the problem is, if you're that attorney, you've just given them a free education on what they need to do. And they'll use that against you. They'll take your price and the information that you gave them and shop it around to different attorneys. And meanwhile, you're sitting there hoping that they like you enough to come back and give you the job. Well, that doesn't sound empowered, does it? There's clearly something wrong there. And I'm going to give you a tip that is going to show you a little blinking red light, basically, whenever this sort of activity is happening, because you don't want to get into this free consulting situation. They'll just take what you give them, that free education, try and butter you up, and they may even kind of mean it at the time, but they're going to go and behave the way that buyers behave. Buyers are liars, right? And we'll get into that in another video, why they are, and they're justifiably so. What we need to do to get that little alarm bell ringing that there's a problem here is tell you about strokes. And a stroke is an advanced concept in selling. Maybe I shouldn't even be telling you about this yet, but I want you to be looking for it. It's when somebody tries to butter you up. Hey Jason, boy are you really good at sales. Boy are you really good at copywriting. If I could just pick your brain for a few minutes, that would be fantastic. Oh, you know, if I get that response, honestly, I'm going to say, sure, it sounds great. Here's a link to booking a consultation with me. It's $250 or whatever it is for an hour, and I'm happy to go over your situation with you. And in that period, I will not lock anything off. I will unlock everything. I will give you all the best advice that I'm able to do. I'm not going to hold anything back. And that will very quickly weed out the people who are serious from those who are tire kickers wanting free education. And you may be worried, oh no, if I adopt that approach, I won't get any clients or any customers. Now, the people who are serious and who actually want your help and have looked you up a little bit beforehand, right? Even if they know just a little bit about you, but if they have any confidence that you will be able to solve their problem at all, they'll jump on it. They'll be fine. So watch for those strokes. Oh, you're so amazing at this. It's so easy for you. Why don't you just tell me a little bit about it for free? Ding, ding, ding. Warning. The smoke alarm should be going off, because that is a request for free consulting. And I don't want you doing that anymore. It's not helpful. So even in a car lot situation, if you're a salesperson who sells cars, the frontline sales industry of the car industry is pretty bad, right? I think we can all agree on that. It could really use an upgrade in transparency and the feeling that that guy isn't trying to rip you off, right? They're all smiles and all friendly and that, and then they kick you over to the F&I manager who really puts the screws on you. I've seen some nasty stuff in the back rooms of those car dealerships where they're really putting the screws on a customer and the customer's literally yelling, I can't afford it, I can't do that, you know. I've gotten up and left one of those conversations. Not when I was screaming, but when they tried to tell me, oh, we're real close on the numbers, and they'd taken my keys and taken my car on a test drive for a trade-in where you know you're never going to get the money back. And I actually scooped my keys back and walked out. They were not trying to be liked. That was good, actually. But you want to watch for this idea of giving away free consulting. Instead, say, look, I understand your situation, and this is where understanding those pain points is really good, because you can feed that language back. Look, people come to me when they're terrified that their ex is going to do something awful to them and try and take their children away or their assets away, and they want some protection. Wow, okay, you're my guy if I hear that, right? And that's the situation I'm in. I'm all ears. And in order to go over your situation and give you the best bulletproof advice that I can give you, it's X amount of dollars, $500 an hour, whatever it is, and here's how you sign up for that. And that will instantly separate the people who you ought to be working with from the tire kickers. Now, oh, Jason, I'm going to lose some business. Not really, not really. People buy how they sell, and it's actually a reflection on you that you'll accept that. And I want you to think about this, because this is really going into the limiting beliefs here. I'm covering a lot in this video, I know, but this is really key stuff. Watch it over and over again. Come back and watch this video in a few weeks, in a couple months, in a year, and see how your selling and buying equation, system, process has evolved because of what I've started here today in your mind. Okay? People buy how they sell. People sell how they buy. And so if you think it's okay for your prospect to shop around, you're going to give them the out to shop around. Don't do that. Don't try and be liked. Don't try and be likable. Okay? Now, I know that the common wisdom is, oh, you need to be known, liked, and trusted by prospective customers before. That's nonsense. I can't tell you, again, how many experts I've jumped on and gotten their services because I was in a situation and I need help, and I did the quick research that I needed to know what are the key indicators here that I know this person is going to be the right person to help me out on. Quickly gone through marketing material and gone, that's my guy. That's my guy. My accountant, for example, is an old guy. And I met him at a networking event, and I already have my tick checklist of what I wanted out of an accountant. Okay? I didn't use the guy for 2 years because I was living away from this town where I'm at right now, and I didn't quite have my ducks in a row to get my business together in that. But I knew when I was ready, I was going to come back to town here and get this guy's services. He was my guy. I didn't need a free consultation with him. I didn't need to talk a long time with him. I'd already made up my mind. Okay? And there are tons and tons of guys out there like me who are pretty quick decision makers, know what they want, and you can get them as clients. Your job is to filter as the salesperson. And again, you got to get used to that label. If you're an attorney, if you're an architect, if you're a software developer and you work on client work, that basis, right? You're a salesperson. So get used to it. Doesn't mean you have to be slimy or tricky. It does mean that you have to wall off your expertise from your prospects, not from your clients, but from your prospects. Wall it off. Protect it, because that's where you're valuable. That's where your money comes from. If you give away your expertise, all of it, what do people have to buy from you? Well, they don't need you anymore. They're going to go off and spend their money on some other expert who does kind of what you do, maybe not the way you do it, but who is better at selling. All right? So watch for those strokes. Don't do any more free consulting, okay? If somebody tries to do that on you, recognize it and put that offer in front of them. Here you go. Have it ready. Here you go. I got a link. It's a pretty link. It's ready to go. JasonKanigan.com/book-consult, I think it is, or JasonKanigan.com/consult. There it is. That's the link. It's ready to go at any time online when I'm in a conversation with somebody, texting, Skype, talking on the phone. Hey, I'm going to send you this link. Let's sign it up right now. Can only do a few of these a week because it's true. I have a limited amount of time. Can't be doing these calls all day long. Here it is. And by putting the offer in front of them, you'll actually be inciting them to take action right then, rather than having them go away and think about it and waste your time, disappear, and then you might end up chasing them. That's an ugly situation. Don't do that, okay? Watch for the strokes. Don't give away free consulting, and have your offer ready. This is Jason Kanigan, the president of Sales on Fire. Thanks for watching.